Hey everyone, today I am back at cooking. I'm so excited. I am making some homemade French fries that I probably need to season a little bit more. I'm gonna put a little more kosher salt on there, a tiny bit more pepper, and Textroy. Does anyone else use Textroy? Any of you Texas people? I absolutely love Textroy. One, because I'm from Texas, and two, they just have really, really good seasonings. Mix these around, and then I'm gonna make some homemade chicken nuggets that I have the chicken thawing right now, and then I just have to, I don't know, get them made. How's your dinner? Huh?
Good.
Good?
Did Zeke help you?
Nope, I did it all by myself. How is it, Zeke?
And me and Zeke gave Daddy 2 carrots of ours.
Yeah.
I like carrots.
I was thinking of like doing a cooked vegetable, and I was like, I could have cooked the carrots, and I was like, well, I'll just do fresh carrots. That's healthy. You look like you barfed.
You look super happy with this. Was that green beans or peas?
This is mixed veggies.
She's just going at it with her hands.
She is. She tried the spoon for a little bit, and then she just dug in. When it rains here, we have a little window well that fills up pretty easily with water. So I'm gonna go check it and make sure the pump is working. It doesn't even like come in and through here. Somehow the water comes in through like the front of the house, like underground, and then seeps in the window well. So we have to keep an eye on that and make sure that our hose is flowing, because it had a kink in it this morning and we got lots of water in the house. The hose looks like it is still kinked. I don't know if you can see it. I'm not taking you out in the rain. I don't know, right there. Whew, not too bad. It unkinked pretty quickly. But we are having to sop up water from here. We used to shop back a little bit, but it was pretty much like, I don't know, Tim sopped it up pretty good with towels. And it even like gets wet all up in here, even though the water comes, I don't think the water that comes through the window goes over here. I think there's another leak somewhere behind the dehumidifier. But this thing leaks in 3 spots and then goes under our stairs and then through our entire laundry room. Welcome to our messy storage. Yeah, you can see it right here starting to come in. Thankfully my wedding dress is up off the floor so it doesn't get messed up. But our Tupperware, we should probably move those, and then it follows the whole entire lane over to our drain on the other side. The bucket is full. I'm shocked by how full this thing gets so quickly. Even when it's not raining, actually we probably emptied this one a couple of times today. But when it is not raining, we probably get like a bucket full a day. I'm just gonna reuse this water to wash the towels that have been sopping up the floor.
Wow guys, I just caught up on all the comments on today's video. It's up to almost like 700 views already, and there's like 77 comments, and it hasn't been live that long. Apparently, I had no idea that the whole Frozen conversation would be such a controversial one. Thankfully, most of you guys are being very gracious in the comments with me and Dana, and not just like lamb blasting us and our parenting values and things. I just wanted to clarify one of the reasons why we think it's important for me and Dana to I don't know if filter is the right word, but just kind of help them understand the stories that they see, is that Dan and I believe that stories are actually very, very formative. They really shape us. And the stories are based on what we believe and the values that come out of that. So, like, for example, if you are here in America, a very common story that a lot of people are living is the American dream story. Education is really important because you need to get a good education so you can get a good job. Or so you can go to a good school, college, get a good job, so you can get a nice house, have a good car, get married, have kids, and then you could become successful so that you can retire comfortably, and then travel and do all the things that you wanted to do, you know. And so, like, that's the American dream, right? Go out, kill it, drag it home, make a world, a name for myself, that type of thing. You know, there's variations of it. That's basically all revolving around, like, comfort, security, and safety, you know, those types of things. And so we could get into that a lot more. But that's a story that, is rooted in the American perspective and psyche. A part of our American story is that we broke free from Britain, from England, you know, and so we fought back. We said, no, we want to be free, we want to be independent, and so that independent streak, you know, we don't want to answer to anyone. Like, that's part of our American psyche. Stories shape us, and they shape our society and our culture. And the fairy tales, they end the same way, right? And they lived happily ever after. And if you grow up believing that story, how does that shape how you go into your own relationships and your own marriages? You know, like, oh, I'm not happy anymore. Dan and I already talked a lot about that. You know, I'll put a link in the description below this video if you want to talk about. We talked about marriage, divorce, and happiness, and relationships, and love, and all that in more detail. So go check that out. So I won't get into all that here. But the question we're asking is, what is the theme of the story? What is the belief, the values that are being communicated through this story, and what beliefs are driving that? And are those beliefs, or those that a story or a theme that our kids should be exposed to now, or should we wait until maybe they're a little bit older when they can maybe process it more concretely, or have more critical thinking skills, or maybe they're just like at this age, you know, they're super young, like maybe they just won't even comprehend it. It'll just be totally over their head, and so maybe we should wait a little bit longer, you know. So with Hannah, like, romance is such a strong story that is like that what captures the hearts of like every young girl out there, and the princess story too. Like, every girl wants to be a princess, you know, and not saying that's bad, but we want to be able to help our daughters think through that, you know, and not set them up with unrealistic expectations that they didn't even know they had. And so I think pretty soon here with Hannah, maybe the next couple months, we're going to probably start exposing her more to those other stories that are out there and helping her think through those. But for right now, like, we feel like the romance story we want our kids to know and believe and really love is mine and Dana's story. And because our story is definitely not perfect. You guys know about that. We talked more about not all the issues, but some of the issues and struggles that Dana and I have in that video that's linked up below. And so we want our kids growing up knowing that story. That's the framework we're trying to think through, you know, the values and the beliefs that are behind the different stories that they're seeing, and how will that influence them, and are they of age to really start thinking about that in a way that'll be helpful for them. So I hope that makes sense. I don't really know. I'm not really good at articulating this type of stuff because Dan and I are very new at parents. We want to approach all this with as much humility as possible because we are definitely not experts. This is our first time being parents. I'm a firstborn child, and I remember my parents made a ton of mistakes on me, and they admit that too. I'm not like bashing them. Their motives are pure, and they were doing what they thought was best, but they made a lot of mistakes. And I'm the oldest of 6 kids, so by the time it got down to like my 5th, number 5 and number 6 kid, like, I think my parents kind of had a lot of it ironed out by then. So I have no expectations that I am doing this well or doing this perfectly with my kids. All of us who are parents, we do the best we can with the information we have, the experiences, and we just go from there. The other thing I thought I would bring up real quick is how each of us can see a movie like Frozen and come out of it with totally different perspectives, different ways that impressed us, different things we learned from it, different, like, oh, we thought the movie was emphasizing this, oh, I thought it was emphasizing that, oh, I thought this meant, like, this part of the movie was a reference to that, oh, no, I thought it was reference, like, we can all watch the same movie and come out with completely different interpretations and ideas about a lot of different things from the same story. And what I think is interesting about that is all of us are coming from a uniquely different story personally in life, and we can't help it. It's just a part of who we are. We interpret the things around us through that lens, through the story that we're currently living, experiencing, believing, or trying to make for ourselves, or whatever the case may be. And so when we can all see the same story and come out with something different. And I think that's one of the beauties of narrative, is that, you know, unlike like a bullet point like list of like step 1, step 2, step 3, where it's kind of like really rigid, like a narrative can speak on multiple levels to multiple different people in multiple different ways, and I think there's really a lot of power behind that. And that's part of even why Dan and I are doing what we do here on YouTube, because we really believe in the power of stories of family and sharing that story with you, not again as someone who's got it figured out, but as someone who just like humbly wants to say, this is where we're at, this is what we're learning. If there's anything valuable here for anyone else, awesome. hopefully we're not making anyone's life more miserable or screwing it up. And the other reason is because we really do learn a lot from you guys. So thank you so much for all the comments and the tweets and the comments on Instagram and Facebook, like everywhere where you guys are interacting with us. It is super valuable to me and Dana. So thank you for helping shape our family. It's we love the give and take that we have here together. So I'm gonna stop rambling here. Just wanted to throw those thoughts out there after I went through all your comments, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's gonna be there in the morning. So thanks for hanging out, guys. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. Hannah's, like, their hearts will just be captivated by the, you know, oh, like, that's what I should be pursuing. You know, I should be looking for the boys, or if you're the boy, like, oh, I should be looking for the cute girl with the really nice hair and the makeup and the pretty girl, you know.
Especially because, like, when you have learned those stories your whole entire life, like, we've known college girls or older that are so, like, in love with that love story that's portrayed, and it's not what marriage is like.
No, it's like going into reality. It, like,